everybody. It's me. Welcome to Witten World. I decided to just make another YouTube video today about Chicago. And I will tell you all about my times and tribulations there. So I guess we could just start with me moving there. So I was working at a adult store in Columbus, Ohio, where I met my boyfriend at the time, and we both decided that a job where you get off at 4 a.m. and drug use is very popular and encouraged sort of at that workplace at the time, it really wasn't like what we wanted. And his dream was to be a stand-up comedian, and so within a month of hanging out with each other, we decided to move to Chicago. We bought the Greyhound tickets on a Monday and left Thursday to go to Chicago. And we only had about $2,000 between us. A lot of it was staying at Airbnbs really far away from the city and figuring out the train systems and living out of our suitcases. And I remember we were down to like $900 when we found the perfect place in Pilsen. And when I say perfect, it was so perfect. The ceilings were high, every room was a different color of pastel. It was immigrant housing, so there was no credit check. Thank God. That was our qualm with finding a place the other times and applications and stuff. And it was just a really great area. I don't know how many of you are from Chicago, but Pilsen is lit. Like, I love it. And this was a couple years ago before it really started to get gentrified. So, like, just the community, and it's heavily Latinx, Hispanic, Catholic. Even though it's considered more south than other places, or at least it was at the time, I always felt very safe there. There's a really big family sort of influence, and you can feel it, especially in Pilsen. And I really appreciated that. And I was working at Stan's Donuts at First and Wicker Park, and I would commute there, but then I got a job really close in Pilsen that I could just walk to. So my first experiences in like the scenes in Chicago would definitely be the stand-up comedy sort of scene, and it's very different from when I returned on my own, the art scene that I'll talk about later. But the stand-up comedy scene was very welcoming. Like, everybody there had their own stories. A lot of stand-up comedians are weirdos in like the best way possible. And yeah, we just had a lot of fun. I went to every single one of my boyfriend's open mics. If I wasn't working, I was there. And sometimes I would go alone. And on my channel there is a awful set that I did at this one bar called the Mutiny, which was amazing, but sadly it doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, we spent a lot of time there. The comedy scene is definitely way different from the art scene. A lot more welcoming. You'll have a lot of people outside smoking trying out bits, asking you like how their set went and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really it was nice. But let's get into the meat of the situation. I went back to Chicago on my own after I had my daughter. After I got pregnant, I left and had her, and then moved back to Chicago when she was about 4 or 5 months old, and I stayed there for about 3 months. And this is when the whole Witten thing happened, and I came across, some people, for sake of anonymity, I'll not use their real names, but I had a couple people reach out to me on Instagram because at that time my Instagram was lit before it got shut down. I used to be Pure Little One on Instagram. I wish I still had that account, but it's gone. So I had this kid, for namesake, I'll just call him Jeffrey, or Jeff. He invited me over because he saw the Witten thing and was like, hey, come party, whatever. And when I moved back, I was living in Bridgeport, which is really close to the White Sox Stadium, so it is pretty south side. But me being me, at this point, I was pretty close to rock bottom, definitely drinking too much, and I just felt really safe to walk alone out there. So I walked over to their apartment, and at the surface, they were so welcoming and so nice. I mean, like, I could not have asked for a nicer set of people, and they seemed so genuine, and we just danced and laughed. And I remember he had a projector. Sorry, these are, like I said, my videos are unedited, so you guys are witnessing it. So yeah, he had a projector in his house, and we all danced and talked about music and stuff like that. And I became really close with Jeff and all of his roommates. We would stay up and do art all night. I had some lives on my old account of us all going crazy. I mean, I would cut myself and put my blood into this art. And we would go over to this other, I would say very silver spoon art student girl. We would go over to her house, her apartment. She had a couple roommates, and there was always 1 or 2 little DJ boys mixing it up on the soundboard, and we would dance, and it was just a really good time. Really infused with sort of drugs, like party drugs, snow and K and all that other kind of stuff, which obviously I don't advocate for now, but at the time it was very prevalent in my life. And we did that, and through that, me and Jeff got really close, and we were really friends, really close friends. Talked to him every day, saw him almost every day, and it was amazing. I thought that I had found like a friend forever, and I remember even one time trying to like merge the two worlds, and I invited some of my stand-up comedian friends to like this art student girl's house for a party, and they were just like, no, like, who are these weirdos or whatever, to my friends, my comedian friends. So they dipped, even though they like brought beer and stuff, which is whatever. And then I thought this one guy was really cute. He had pink hair, and he was like a little DJ boy, and I just got my zhuzh. I was like, oh, he's so cute. And I thought he was into me too. We were all in this one room, and he came and sat by me. Long story short, he came home with me that night and stayed with me for 2 days. During that time, we had mutual sexual intercourse. And then afterwards, he was like, oh, you can't be mad at me, but I have an STD. And me being just able to be walked all over was like, oh no, it's okay. Thanks for telling me, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, pay for my Uber home. And that was the last I saw of him, really. But he'll come up later. So that really sucked. And then I told Yef about it, and he felt bad, and you know, I went to the clinic and got all that taken care of and took medicine and everything. And I want to tell these stories just kind of as a warning to some younger people out there that think these people might be cool because they're out at the clubs and they're doing, you know, drugs, and they have the outfits and they look straight out of a, like, Dolls Kill ad, Unif ad, or whatever. But in reality, these people are not nice. Because I am about to tell you how I got ousted from that community. So we had another friend named, we'll call him Cam. And this was one night in particular when me and Yef weren't hanging out, and I would usually stay all night at his house. Like, it was no problem. We would, like, platonically sleep in the same bed together. We were so close, and I just loved him so much as a person. And I thought that he was genuine in, like, the stuff that he was telling me and how he felt about me and our friendship and everything, which all turned out to be sort of just a big lie. Because one night, he wasn't there. I was at my apartment alone, and this guy named Cam came over, and he wanted to pick up some stuff. And at this point in my life, like I said, I was really close to hitting rock bottom. I was drinking like an 1/8 or 1/5 of whiskey a day. On top of that, taking Klonopin or Xanax and other stuff. So I was blackout. And he proceeded to have sexual intercourse with me. And that just did not sit right with me at all. So the next day, we all go out to the club, and I pull Yef aside, and I'm like, hey, I have something to tell you about our friend, and it isn't very, like, it's not nice, and you probably won't like it. And I guess he had known Cam for a really long time. So I told him about my experience, and he was like, oh no, I'm so sorry that happened to you. What a creep. I'll make sure that, you know, you're okay and that he, you know, isn't around anymore. And then, so I thought that was really nice. And I had talked to some other people later after we got home from the club about it, because we were all pretty open with each other and friendly at this point. So, sadly, I break my leg the next day, and I go home to Ohio. And this is when things start getting really weird. I go home to Ohio, and I get a call from Cam, from a, like, unknown number, because I blocked his number. And he was like, you psychopath, you pathological liar, how dare you tell people that I took advantage of you and whatever when we were there just having a good time and blah, blah, blah. And I told him straight up, I don't remember ever giving you permission to touch my body or lay with me or do anything like that. And I surely did not give consent and was in no shape or form in any position to give consent. And then I get a call from Yef, and Yef is just like, I don't know, I feel like I've been lied to, I've known this person for years, and I just don't think I can trust you. And I get back to Chicago, and all of these people that I thought were my friends just straight up quit talking to me, ghosted me, and some of my stuff is still at their apartment today. And like, Yev told me that he loved me and that, you know, and I was stupid enough to believe it. But they did not take my side at all. They took the evil person's side that took advantage of someone that was in a low spot and not in any place to give consent. And I really thought by opening up that I might shed some light on, you know, who this person really is so that he wouldn't hurt anyone else. And it turns out he disappeared from all the parties and all the different art scenes or whatever after they ousted me and kicked me out. So there's that. Just because I was newer or whatever in the scene, I guess what I had to say wasn't valid. And they had no respect for a woman in her body or someone getting taken advantage of at all. And they called me a liar. And that I just wanted to start trouble and all this stuff. And I was so hurt because I don't have very many friends, and I had just lost someone very close to me when I became friends with Jeffrey. And just having him call me a liar in front of all of his friends and everything. And then seeing my attacker come in, and it was like this whole trial thing of like this, and she said this, and whatever. And I was black out. You do not have sex with a woman if she is blackout or on any substances at all. Unless it's a yes, yes, it's a no, no. So that's just one instance. And after all this, I decide that, you know, there's a couple of really cool humans that live in this, There's a couple of really cool humans that live in this one venue house, and they throw parties and shows at this house, and they're so lit, and I've been to a few, and, yeah, I really wanted to have my birthday party there, even though I had a broken leg, so I paid $300 to them, and $50 to one of the DJs, who just happened to be the one that gave me the STD. But, you know, I forgave him because, like I said, I'm a pretty forgiving person. So there is $350 because I respected them and their space, and I wanted this party to be litty. We had posters made. It was going to be costumes. The theme was like elf and fairy, fantasy, like extravaganza. Like, it was going to be the party. And then, I swear to God, it was like 2 hours after I sent the money over, they were like, oh, our roommates don't want you to throw this party here because of my online persona or what. They really didn't give me a reason. Maybe some of my, like, past tweets or my handle being, like, gay with your dad or something was, like, offensive to them. So I guess, you know, I don't get to throw a birthday party there even though I paid for it. And then I was like, okay, so, like, can I get a refund back since you are not going to have my party? And the answer was no. I think maybe they gave me $100 back. But that was like the last of my money that I was spending on this party. And we were supposed to make money by selling tickets at the door and everything. The $300 was just to get everything. We were gonna like sell beers there and do a bunch of stuff and have like a little door price. But yeah, they had already spent it. Like within a day, they spent the money on rent or something. And that's fine, but I didn't really sign up to pay someone's rent. I signed up to throw a party in a safe space, which was the like kicker of it all. It was a safe space. And yet they made me feel like such an outcast that I could not have my party there, where someone that sexually assaulted someone or willingly gave someone an STD just gets like a free pass. And I know I probably will get some, whatever. Actually, I don't even know if these people, I know they follow me on Instagram, but like I doubt that they watch my YouTube videos. But even if I do get backlash, that is just the truth. And the other thing that bothers me probably most about the art scene, underground scene in Chicago, is they're the people that will put all the infographics on their stories, all of the white guilt, all of the whatever. But then when they go to protests, if they're bleeding or if they whatever, they're posting pictures of themselves for pity. That is not the point. The point of you going to a BLM protest is to be a human shield, a body, a sacrifice for a movement that has nothing to do with you at all, you little punk ass. You don't deserve sympathy. You're not the ones being shot at, because I see these guys committing crimes all of the time, and they're fine. They're alive. They get shot with a pellet gun, and then, oh, pity me. They're like young men and women and trans women of color, and they die in Chicago. The numbers are just so astronomical. For you to put your little pity me post up at the protest is just disgusting. And I want nothing to do with that scene. I wipe my hands of having any involvement with those people, because not only did they not further my career, they damaged my body, they damaged my self-image, they made me hate myself, and feel like I was, some kind of bad person, when really I wasn't. But it all had a happy ending, because guess who's always there? My stand-up comedian friends. So for my birthday, Churdley, Chad, or whatever, we were at the London house because he was in town, and we partied, and my other stand-up friends were there, and it was a really good time. But yeah, I just have no time for these kids who are so rich. Their parents pay for their apartments, and they're in art school, and I know I keep saying that, and I may be projecting a little bit, because I just never had those opportunities. And if I did have those opportunities, I would do so much more with them, I think. Or I would try to, at least. And I definitely wouldn't try to act like I was poor or something that I'm not. And it's great that you all are posting infographics and going to protests, but my advice to you is, I mean, like tip number 1 as an anarchist, don't take pictures or record shit at a protest. Unless, oh yeah, you're white and you know that you won't go to jail or have any ramifications for it. So yeah. But anyway, at one of these house parties is, I mean, yeah, I met some really cool people. I met Laura Lesh. She was amazing, beautiful, like, ethereal angel. And I met her husband. Like I said, great artist in my last. I love art. I met them there. And I'm trying to think of some other people I've really met in that scene that I still connect with and talk to this day, but that I can't really name one. I have a friend named Mark that I talk to who is amazing and genuine. But yeah, the rest are just pretty much any ounce of clout that you have, they will just come up really close and steal it. They will take it. I started wearing carabiners in my ears, and guess what? Everybody else started wearing carabiners in their ears. I don't even have to talk about the whole cat maid thing, because I think pretty much everybody has seen how that, and I'm not saying I started that, but like in whatever. Oh yeah, also shout out to Maisie, because I met this girl named Maisie there, and I love her. So yeah. So now, after all of that, I was going to make this a separate video, but I'm not going to. Actually, I will. I'll make my next video a tiny house tour. Right now I'm sitting on my day bed, but I think that's pretty much enough information for you guys to digest today. And then I'll see you again the day after tomorrow, because I'll be uploading every other day a video. And my next video will probably be a whole tiny house tour and some wardrobe tours. So, sorry, not sorry about the scene there. Didn't like it. Believe it or not, I had better friends in LA in the scene. So, yeah. This is me signing off. Bye. Bye, guys. See you next video. 2 days. Subscribe, like, share, do all that shiz-a-roni. And, yeah, peep the look. See, I'm pro. I got a ring light from the Family Dollar. Oh, goodbye. Bye. I love you. Bye, guys. For real.